Fala galera, estamos começando mais um episódio da série Divinity, original sim, Enhanced Edition, né? Episódio passado a gente chegou aqui nessa parte, né, da floresta de Lúcula, né, na parte de Valplatino, né? Vamos lá explorar mais um pouco aqui, né?
I traded my pickaxe for a bloodstone, and you'll do the same if you know what's good for you.
A little word of warning, traveler. The lands to the north are dangerous, creepy crawling.
That world-weary face is giving me shivers. What do you say we take a load off together? No, sugar. That's a story for another day, ain't it? Speaking of, yours and mine has hardly begun. What say we get better acquainted upstairs? Oh, go right ahead, so. Darling, I don't hardly recognise this place no more. Everything's changed since those silly immaculates came into vogue. The miners, they used to spend their last penny on a backwards glance from yours truly. But now, they'd rather pray. They just stand around and praise the so-called goddess all day long. I've no idea who she is, but apparently she gets her kicks from having blood sprayed all over her. Now, I knew a girl once who was into that kind of stuff. What? Can I get you, honey? Sure thing, darling.
A little word of warning, traveler. The lands to the north are dangerous. Creepy crop.
Right, baby. Cause you're the answer to all my dreams. Do you have a map? I just keep getting lost in your... Me? I'm Ramon! I may not be a genie, but rub me right and I'll make your dreams come true. No questions, please.
There!
Where the wind blows, the goddess breathes. Where the rivers run, the goddess weeps. How can I connect you to our eternal goddess, my friend?
Goddess greetings, friend. Her greatness gave us fire, her greatness gave us earth, and my savvy brings you spells at the best rate in town. Come, give me your best offer.
Won't be a moment. New order.
They say a witch lives in the woods east of here. I've never seen her myself. One day the conduit will smite her. Those damn toll trolls are such a nuisance. I lose a fortune each...
You dare disturb my rumination? It must be that you can hardly wait to purchase an ingredient or two for a very urgent recipe. I'll forgive this imposition if you'll make me a generous offer.
Oh, dear. You'll hardly impress the conduit with such a clouded look about her eyes.
Oh. You haven't any ale, have ya? Well, never mind for now. What sort of magical relics can I offer ya? Blessed by the goddess they are, each and all.
you have, dear?
I'd kill for a beer.
Won't be a moment. Mmm, delicious.
These goblins are worse than the trolls. Those damn toll trolls are such a nuisance.
My, look at you. I bet your blood would...
They say a witch lives in the woods east of here. Oh, you startled me. Hello, stranger. Oh, me? Oh, I'm just the waitress around here, as you can see. My husband bless you. He's Will, but that...
A little word of warning, traveller. The land's to the...
Well, they say a witch lives in the woods east of here, but I've never seen her myself. One day the conduit will smite her.
I'd like to order a drink, please.
Mmm, delicious.
We're a mile away from the goblin camp beyond the canyon, but you can still smell them if the wind blows southward. Oh, such vile things, those goblins.
Give one of the comfort folk a visit, if you're in the mood. I'd recommend Ruby for her. Imagine.
My, look at you. I bet... A little word of warning.
Quite a fine skeleton beneath that hide of yours, isn't there? Yes, a lovely, sturdy thing. I bet it'll last 100 generations, if treated properly.
Watch where you're going. These beauties will pierce you to the bone. So, do you fancy a trade then? Come now, before my ale arrives.
Better that than reeking of fresh blood.
Let me go, you little monster! Away with you!
No! Back off! Picky ball!
No, don't go!
Calm down. We're not coming any closer. Let's just talk about it.
Yes, don't...
Princess keep her traps shut! Oh, picky ball! No, folks! Shoot! Oh, picky ball! Last warning!
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. You saved my life. It was that cur of a Frederick that did this to me. He locked me in here with that ridiculous creature. Dear me, I need to get out of this room. Yes, I'll go downstairs to catch a breath of fresh air, but do come and talk to me again if you want. Racing. That little monster's face haunts me every time I so much as... Yes? Search me. He's a regular of mine. With rather eccentric tastes, I might add. He always wants me to... Anyway, he recently spent the night again and I couldn't sleep because of his muttering. He talked something awful. In the morning, I told him he had gone on and on about some Meridino character and a supposedly secret treasure lair somewhere in the woods. Next thing I knew, he flew into a rage. Said the treasure was his and his alone, and that I was just about to let him know I won't stand for such language when he pulled that monster of a bicky out of his satchel and told the little gnome to guard the princess and to go boom if I tried to escape. I spent hours of horrid fear up in that... Nothing much, I'm afraid, but go ahead. I used to, you know. Merchants came and went. They paid well and gave me gifts. Fewer and fewer of them travel here now because of the undead around Seal and the goblins holed up in the mines. Times are hard for a working girl, to tell you the truth. I haven't been immaculate for a long time now, darling. And if I see what passes for immaculate here in town, I don't want to join the club anew either. Give me fun, not fanaticism. Give me zeal, not zealotry. Bonnie's my name, and I am, or rather I was, a lover for hire. Folks would come to me when they were in need of some company, conversation, and more intimate desires. But this fiasco has put an end to it. I'll never...
Better that than
You believe in
reeking
the
of
God
fresh
really?
blood.
Because you're the answer
Wanna have a
to
good
all my
time?
prayers.
They say the undead are immune Rock. If these villagers ever find out...
What news from the mines?
No news, sir. Goblins will slice us to ribbons if we approach the bridge.
Unacceptable. I want those goblins out of my mine by yesterday. Send another man. As many as it takes.
We haven't enough men among us to take on even a few of them, sir.
Are you deaf? I said I want those goblins out! Make it happen, even if you have to spear Drexus yourself.
Source hunter, are you? What brings you to this neck of the woods? The goblins? The orcs? The cult? Don't be surprised if you hear more than a few unkind words about yours truly. I'm finished with this one pony rodeo, though. I did my best by these roughnecks, and now it's time for old Brandon to take a load off.
Let's hear the details.
I must say,
I knew a source hunter'd perk up at the sound of a challenge. Between you and me, the Troll King's sitting on a piece of treasure of more value than even he knows. A metal called tenebrium that can fetch a prettier sum than its weight in gold. I intend to lift it. The devil's in the details, though, and I haven't managed to find a way to access the King's cave, much less that you're a source hunter. You can sniff out any point of mystery. So let's make a deal, You find the tenebrium and bring it to me. And I wouldn't wish the wrath on me worst enemy, though. So let me give you a little something to contain the tenebrium bars. It's lined with the fragments of a special stone that keeps rats. Apart from Gungir's stature and incurable case of the uglies, it's not so different from a parakeet. Got a brain the size of a pea. The nutty oaf sits on a river of silver beneath these mines, but leases it to the mining company for a fraction of its worth in gold. He'd rather put those hefty minions of his on toll duty than mine these hills himself for 5 times. I can't be certain myself where his cave is located, but at least one of those oaf lackeys of his must know where to look. They've got to do something with all the gold they've gathered in the course of guarding those. I'm no man to refuse a source hunter. Ask him. That circus rolled into town shortly after the tenebrium was discovered. Some freak woman with a freak gemstone managed to cure rot by some strange magic and convinced most of the locals that she was a strange sort of substance discovered here around 2 years ago, and folks have been clamoring to get their paws. Ross! Oh, you're a curious sort of fella, aren't you? Ask around. Half the men here have a brother who died from it. The other half are cured by that. I remember him well. Decent man, strong-backed, but something of a funny accent, no? He managed to leave Silverglyn.
well, kick my cap and call me Sue. Taking tasks from back dealers, are we? God's almighty.
Must you look every gift horse in the mouth? Tenebrium may well prove to be of incalculable value to us. And us, unfortunately, still includes you, Sue.
A source hunter! My liege, I am at your disposal. I am Lawrence, the representative of the mining guilds responsible for operations in Silverglen. Please, valiant hunter, let us know how we can assist you. grace? Oh, I am no one special. Merely a humble. My only cause for complaint, your grace, are these awful goblins. They're starving us out, refusing even a single honest miner. Enough to know the whole institution has been a blight on productivity. With the blessings of the conduit to replace a sense of a job well done, the miners care hardly at all for getting the mines back in good working order. Preposterous. What does that foreigner know about the affairs of Silver Glen? You do best to do as I do, my liege. You must forgive me if I become somewhat overcome when discussing it, my liege. To think how I've been... I invited a tribe of goblins to assist us in clearing the tenebrium from our mine, you see. When the job was done, though, he and his band of totem-brained fiends refused to vacate. They've kept close guard of the bridges to the mine since. And they'll slight these goblins follow Drexis like lemmings, your grace. And if only I could undo the traitor, they'd slither back to the swamp they crawled from. Please, your grace, I am those brutes. I invited them here to save our valued miners from the ill effect. They haven't allowed a single human miner past them in months. And meanwhile, my men have all but forgotten their vocation. Useless stuff, my liege. Worse than common dirt. But 10 times as difficult to extract, and infinitely more dangerous. Yes, a dreadful business that. I've been fortunate. You see, my liege, when a miner has been overlong exposed to tenebrium, he begins showing certain symptoms. Had we known then what we've since discovered, we never would have continued operations. But alas, mistakes were made, and my liege, you ought not to concern yourself with the fraudulent leader of some insane huckster calling herself the conduit of the goddess, made her way to Silver Glen at the height of the rot's hold on our mine. When by magic or illusion she managed to cure a handful of them of the affliction, every last one of the bunch began to speak. Fortunately for her, she disappeared shortly after her little trick. Or I would have thrown her into prison and swallowed the key myself. Ah, yes. Ben.
I don't mean to make trouble where there ain't any, comrade. But in my years of hunting source, I learned that anyone so eager to climb into your lap after a moment's meeting is I'm not saying this Lawrence character is involved in sorcery, but it wouldn't exactly surprise me a lick to find out he knows more than he's letting on. Warms my heart to picture him squirming about plain as day with 3 seasoned source hunters on his tail. Nowhere to hide.
Hello again, your grace.
Puta merda, vendeu um ramo de coisa pro cara, o cara não tem dinheiro nenhum. Oh, velho.
Remember when that redhead used to come by and cheer him up?
Oh, yeah. Welcome to as holy a sight as you'll find in this region, my friend. Immaculate greetings to you and yours.
I hope you haven't come for work in the mines. Overrun by goblins, they are. But why toil in the dark?
They say the undead are immune to rot. I guess 'cause they're already
Troll toll! Troll toll, if you please. It may be pointless, life may be pointless, but the toll needs to be paid. How could it be? My life is like the bridge behind me. And go, dear me, why? I stand here day and night. Humans hate me, for I must take their gold for no good reason at all. Once, though, I was happy. A girl, one of your very own kind, used to pass by daily. She was bright, and young, and gay. She smiled. She bade me good morning. She told me it's all the goblins' fault. They cut the ropes to prevent you humans from going to the mines below. Ropeless, pointless, and yet I must cry, for he is the king of Lucula Forest, and a most formidable troll indeed. I do not even like to talk about him, for fear he might find out and crush my skull like a walnut. Archibald, though, Archibald may be willing to speak. His fine wine, 1,000 gold coins, such is the toll.
Good goddess above, have you ever seen a creature more pathetic than Fumble?
Indeed I haven't, good-for-nothing troll. Just stands there and mopes like a mule.
Remember when that redhead used...
Voltar aqui pouquinho antes de entrar nessas taxas, né?
Well, have you yet...
Troll toll! How dear me? Once, though, it's all the goblins' fault. He is the king of Lucula Forest, and a most formidable. We ask for toll because our king commands us to. He is mad for gold, all his senses leave me, like she left me, my bonny lass.
Look at you, sugar. Oh, I could take you on. Is he a gentle troll? Would he benefit from my particular expertise, you think? It is strange, but, well, I sure ain't romancing a troll for less, sweetheart. Look at you. Is he? And...
So unless I'm very much mistaken, we just paid a courtesan to cheer up a lonely troll.
What's wrong with that? The fella needed cheering, and that's what she'll do.
When you put it like...
Better that than reeking of fresh blood.
Do you believe in the gods, baby? Because you're the answer to all my prayers.
Just look at him, asking toll to cross a broken bridge. Ridiculous.
Hasn't been paid in ages, has he? Might as well jump off the cliff for all the good he's doing.
I'm sure the goblins wouldn't mind.
They'd make a feast out of old
Troll toll. Why, oh why? Troll toll.
I'm kind of in the middle of something here, should the poor...
Friend, champion of my heart, I cannot describe my rapture. A ruby you have brought me, more precious than any other on this earth. Happiness, it has returned.
Let's see how long her storytelling lasts. Let's see how long it takes this woman to abandon him and cast him back into misery.
You stick a stocking in it already?
What have you got stashed in here, Mrs. Cottontail? Poor man. Seems he was eaten by a beast.
Well, partially eaten, to be more precise.
You there! Your night ship! Oh, please, come to our aid! My wife and I are stranded here! Oh, we're refugees, my liege. Two of the far too few souls that managed to escape Hunter's Edge when the orcs... Those devils would have scalped and skewered us if it hadn't been for Alfie. Oh, the brave creature bit one of them in half. Though not before being frightened. Oh, it was naught but a small stop for trading folk along the long road south to Sicil. Well, we got along all right. But now our little home's finally been undone. Orcs invaded, and the bravest beast of burden in the borough is Alfie. But the poor blighter's bleeding like a stuck pig and can't move no more. Why, it would be folly to abandon a bandit killer in a wood full of bandits now, wouldn't it, your knightship? Besides, all our worldly wealth, and yet, we can hardly stay here forever. Silverglen is close enough to see the chimney fumes from here. Mara absolutely refuses to leave Alfie's side, and like I said, oh, we'd be mighty grateful if you would escort us to Silverglen, your knightship. But for it is our aim to set up shop there. Without Alfie, though, without the tools he carries, I'd be like a fisherman without his rod, grasping for salmon. Our predicament is clear, and the biggest problem is that Alfie's wounds are so dire, no ordinary healing potion will work. He needs... well, I don't know what he needs, but we are, my liege. Though, like I said, it...
You're right. We should...
Indeed.
Oh, I'm glad you've agreed Alfie needs to be saved before we can depart. Please leave no stone un...
I knew that man, comrade. A fine blacksmith, Bjorn. It gladdens me more than you can imagine to see he and Mara escaped Hunter's Edge. But it's no wonder he blames me for what happened there. Well, it started like any other day, comrade. I told you before, in this much, there hadn't been a peep from the Phantom Forest in nearly a century. And save the occasional drunken orc wandering in, I was on patrol one sunny afternoon when I stumbled upon a pair of scrawny orcs building a fire. Bellowed at them to get, but they went for their swords instead. What I did find was a deep red, apple-sized gemstone in one of their pockets. It was warm in my hand and seemed far too fine a treasure to belong. You and I both know that now, but then my senses were dulled by years of peace. I'd grown soft. I was foolish. Their kind never did take a shine into such finery, so I assumed it had been stolen for its trading value. All was peaceful back at the village, all was quiet. If only I'd known then. If only night had only just begun to fall when they surrounded us. It could only... Those of us who resisted were immediately cut down. I watched the blood of innocent villagers spill into the streets. I saw their bodies hit the ground. I made myself promise that night, comrade, Never again would I let another sign of Source. It's a promise I intend to keep. Let's discuss it another time, Comrade. For now, maybe we ought to soldier forward. Plenty to be done.
Oh, the pain. Demons take all bandits. I bit one of the buggers in two. Still bless your heart merely to suggest it, my friend. But you'll need powerful magic indeed to cure this devilish gas. I've heard they dabble in healing rituals in Silverglen. I have no idea what I am really. Only that I was caught in a snare when I was very little. Luckily, the hunter thought I didn't look quite appetizing enough to be eaten, and so he sold me to Mora. Bjorn didn't like the look of me at first, but when I grew strong, stronger than 5 stallions combined.
We'll outrun the orcs and we'll outrun these high. What do you say, your knightship? Will you escort? No! You're... How you are bleeding, Alfie! Oh, is there nothing I could do?
broken? What rot? The bridge is... Oh, but you're trying to be clever, aren't you? You want me to turn so you can run without paying. You are unworthy to hear of the king. You must pay to walk his lands. But you must not make him the... Oh, I can't believe Fine, I shall tell you. Our king, the cave is here, yeah. But its true nature lies in the realm of fairy. Enter if you ask one of the other trolls. Ask Archibald. He's the one with brains, that one. We troll. Ask Tom. Big 1,000.
I think not, troll. Let's see what kind of stuff.
Let's teach.
Those who refuse are my... so much as look at us.
And allow each and all of them to our presence. Ah, what a fool you are!
Excuse me, madam.
Feel my electric fury!
From the tiniest spark.
I've been hobbled. I'm dying.
Works every time.
Now, this is valuable.
Feeling hot under the collar.
I'm warm as fresh apple pie.
Beleza, galera, vamos ficando por aqui com esse episódio. Se gostou, deixa um like e compartilha aí. Valeu!